You may not be able to win everybody, but I want to be able to see things from their point of view, because if you grew up in a wonderful Christian home, you might be ministering to somebody who didn't grow up in a Christian home. And all of the example that they had was very negative and selfish and abusive. And so they do different things, and we don't have the right to judge people when we have not walked in their shoes and we don't understand their story. And so you have to be able to come and see a different person that might have grown up, who might have had a mother that prostituted in order to get money to keep food on her table because the father was in jail someplace. And they might have grown up with bad examples in their life, rejected, abused, taken advantage of sexually. And they are now doing particular things, and they're acting out of the experience that they have lived. And now we're looking and judging their situation, and we don't even understand their story. And Paul said, I looked at people's story from their point of view, who might not have grown up with a wonderful Christian upbringing, who were not raised in church, who were not taught godly values, who didn't have family members that model what it is to be an authentic Christian, a real Jesus follower. He says, I want to be able to see life from their point of view. People that didn't grow up with money, and now how do you learn now to walk with integrity in the area of money? Folks that didn't grow up knowing how to even love somebody, so that you were in an abusive relationship where you saw certain things happening to you, and now you get in a relationship and you get married and you don't really know how to love a spouse in an unselfish way, preferring and considering that person so that you have a wonderful, loving relationship. And to see the dysfunction out of which they've come, to be able to have compassion and now speak into that life so that you can win some to Jesus Christ. I want to be able to see it. And until you can feel the pain of others, you don't know how to heal it. You don't even know how to speak with it compassionately. And we begin to speak, and it comes out as legalism and judgment to them. When Jesus taught us to be able to just serve people, love people, give to people, and watch me do something great in their lives. Watch me do something great in their lives. Watch me. And he told us, in fact, judge not so that you be not judged, because we are judging things that we don't have all of the information on. And see, if we don't know all of the story behind the why, there's always a why that is bigger than the what. And when you're only focusing on the what and you don't understand the why, there's a reason that they are acting out like this. And when you ask God, God, give me the compassion, the love in my heart to see why they are acting. Help me to understand their why. It allows you to pray for them in a different way, and to approach them in a different way, and to talk to them in a different way, other than through the eyes of judgment and condescension. So it allows us to be able to speak with a heart of mercy and compassion, and we can be the heart of Jesus Christ coming into a situation knowing, how does Jesus feel about this? Can you imagine how most self-righteous Christians would have responded when they caught the woman in adultery? They would have been on the sideline, stone her. In fact, they would have been throwing the rocks themselves. And here they were doing that, and Jesus was sitting there just doodling in the sand, just doodling. Some theologians assume that he was actually writing the sins of the other folks that were stoning in the dirt. And that's why he made the statement that let he who is without sin cast the first stone. But he didn't condemn her. That he had every right to condemn, but he chose not to. And it was this loving approach of Jesus that switched places with her. He didn't look down on her. The Bible says he stooped down. He came down on the level of where she was. Not in condescension, he came to her level to identify where she was, and just started doodling, just a listening ear, just trying to understand her world, just coming so that she could perhaps be saved through this. And after Jesus experienced her side, he ministered grace to her, but he told her in an uncompromising way, go your way and sin no more. Don't do this anymore, honey. Now, he said, I'm bringing something, I'm filling something, I'm meeting a need that is in your life. Don't do this anymore. There's compassion. I'm not going to go back and rehearse your history. I'm not going to hold it against you, but don't do this anymore. As you go forward, you're not the same as what you've just come out of. I've come to your level. I've come down to identify with you in your pain, in your weakness, in the things that you've been lacking in. But he says, don't go back there anymore. Don't go back there anymore. So he has a way of lovingly meeting us right where we are, doodling in the sand. He'll come to your level.